how do you balance, like, the sports world is always moving, right? Like an Adam Schefter report could drop at 3 a.m. and it would get 4.5 million likes. But like, how do you balance like that with like your regular life? Because like you have to also like live your life, but also sports is just moving on whether you're there or not.
Work-life balance. I haven't figured it out. I haven't had an off day since April. I haven't taken a day off since I took this job with Sports Illustrated. I've published an article every day, more like 3. I publish about 17 videos a day on YouTube. It's a little over the top, but I guess I kind of like the grind. It keeps me productive. It keeps me, I don't know, happy. And I guess what I try to do is get all my work done before my wife comes home. And that way I get to spend as much time with her as possible and sneak some tweets in, because you got to tweet.
Yeah.
You got to keep some tweets
You're
in there.
always tweeting.
You got to sneak some tweets in there. And then when she starts saying, like, would you please put your phone down? I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I proved my point on Twitter. Basically, that's it. But then you got to try to find some days to take a drive or see some friends or some family. And I haven't figured it all out yet. But
I mean, I'm sure like your dad probably totally understands if you're like, yo, I gotta like, I got a text. He's like, okay, just go.
It's true. It is kind of like being on call, like almost like you're, a doctor who delivers babies. Yeah. Like, I gotta go. Reuben Foster just had another DUI. I gotta go. Yeah. That happened to me on my 30th birthday. I was walking in to the bar that I invited all my friends to go to. They were all waiting. There were like 15 people, and I get a call from one of my other friends who lives out of town, and I answer the phone. I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, what do you mean, what's up? What do you think about what happened to Reuben Foster? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, oh, dude, you got to go write an article. I was like, hey, guys, everyone, thanks for coming. I'll be back in an hour.
Like, my friend was like, what if the Deshaun Watson news breaks when Grant's on your podcast and he just dips?
I'd have to dip. That's the story. I'd have to go.
No, I totally get that. That's like, because that happened, like, I was watching Pat McAfee show the other day, and Ian Rappaport was on, and I think, like, one of the I think Gase got fired or something, and he, like, got a text, and he's like, I gotta go. It just, like, ended.
Yeah, honestly, he should have broke that story, right? Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, like, that would be crazy.
That'd be tough to be a guy like Rappaport or Schefter, who you're not reacting to the news, you're chasing it. So how do you ever really turn it off and go to sleep like, hey, I'm going to this barbecue? Like, no, shouldn't you call up like 4 teams or 8 agents or something? Like, isn't there someone you need to call, right? It's tough.
Yeah.
You're competing with Rappaport. If you don't call, he's gonna.
No, because I mean, and like, even with you, it's just like, I feel like you do so much because you're constantly writing. And then you also have like a show every single day, whether it be like the Roundtable or with Vish or with Botan, or just like, you have different stuff going on every single day. It's just like, I'm like, how does he get the time to just like relax for a second?
Well, I mean, right now it's 3:50. I'm picking my wife up from work at 5. I'll probably have a little spillover work to do till about 6, but then hopefully from like 6:30 to 9:30, I can have some 3 hours of quality time. Although I gotta, cook dinner, do the dishes. It's tough, man. We're grinding out here. We're trying to make it.
Yeah. It's kind of nice living in your parents' house now that I think about it.
I lived with my parents until I was 27. 27.
Yeah.
27.
It's not as bad as people make it out to be, but
no, it's not really. It's very generous of them to let you get your feet underneath you, because it's hard.
For sure.
Because if you can't, you got to make some really tough life decisions that maybe take you away from your dream.